Well, good afternoon and welcome to Out and About, which is our blog, and what we're going to be discussing today is spiritual healing. And I'm in the company now of who I believe is the finest spiritual healer I've met in 30 years, and we're in the south of England at a place called Plymouth. However, the lady I'm speaking about, Helen Sturge, is not from Plymouth, so welcome this afternoon, Helen.
Welcome.
Now, what we're going to do is ask you a little bit about, your spiritual healing. And the first question is, when did you first become aware of any form of spiritual healing?
About the age of 5, my mother was always ill. She had an immune deficiency problem. And not knowing or understanding that it was spiritual healing, I used to sit and put my hands on her back and, and allow this lovely energy, whatever it was that was around me, and to give Mum the healing. Sorry. And I used to sit maybe for about 10-15 minutes, and during that time Mum would get really relaxed, and then she said that she felt better.
How did it feel to you then at that particular time?
As a child, I didn't really think about it. I didn't think it was unusual. I thought it was something very natural. Nothing to be afraid of or anything like that. Still wouldn't have understood it as spiritual healing. To me, it was just something comforting that Mum enjoyed.
So it was really natural to you?
Very natural.
And did you feel that around you then, that like as if the energy changed? Did anything happen?
I used to just, not in an awful great deal. I don't remember so much when I was younger, but I do now. I feel the energy a lot more now as I've gotten older.
Now that's interesting, because when we say now, because I met you about 5 years ago.
Yes. And
I believe that you're one of the finest and most gifted spiritual healers that I've ever met. And it's different to be a spiritual healer. There's something different about it. And obviously you meet all sorts of people. So to get to where you are now in this, how did you develop that gift?
By continuing to use it, really. But as I said, I don't think I really understood it as spiritual healing. For a long time, it was in my late teens before I realised that it wasn't just me that was doing this lovely healing energy.
You start to develop the gift, you start to use it. Where was the appropriate place for you to start to develop?
Just natural things at home. I've always, when the children were small, I would give them healing. Animals. It wasn't something that I felt that I had to go out and do. Do you know what I mean? I felt that I used my gift within the home, within the family and friends.
I know that you live in Plymouth.
Yes.
And you go to Brunswick Spiritualist Church, but also you do spiritual healing at home.
Yes.
And I understand that there are people who can do it like distant healing. How does that work?
Distant healing is, for me, it's something wonderful.
Yeah.
The person who's receiving the healing doesn't actually have to know that they are receiving healing, because there's a lot of people who don't understand it. There's a lot of people who perhaps wouldn't seek and go to a church for healing, or even to go to a spiritualist healer for healing, but they need it just the same as us. And when I do that, I would probably sit with maybe their name on a card or in a book and tune into this wonderful energy. I call them guides, call them guides or helpers. I know that my family work with me with this healing energy as well.
When you say family, do you mean family with people who've left this world and gone to spirit?
Passed, yes. I have a lovely grandmother who works with me. I'm not saying that she actually works with me with the healing, but she's there each time before I work.
So it's like a part of a team?
Yes, it's knowing that she's there that makes you feel, I don't know, secure.
And it's just a quick one. Obviously somebody could be listening to this blog in Australia. Obviously they're not well. Is there a way they could contact people, or would it be something they could do with just to relax and sort of attune themselves to sort of the spiritual healing?
Yeah. If you're actually giving somebody healing that knows you're giving them healing, what we'd do is we'd arrange a time for them to sit very quietly at home or wherever they are, and we would sit at the same time, and during maybe 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes, depending on how ill that person is, we just send and ask for thoughts for healing energy to go to that person, and it works. It really works.
So, shall we say, when you're at the church, you'll get people come to you. Do they have to come for a long while? Or?
Depending on their illness, remember that spiritual healing works within. It works on the body as a whole. Conventional medicine perhaps works on the infection or whatever it is that the problem is, but spiritual healing works from within and heals the whole body.
So you really said it gives you a balance in a way?
It's yes, really, everything.
So if you've got, say, a child, could a child come, or could it be an elderly person?
Yes. If you were to give a child under the age of 16 healing, you would have to have like a disclaimer from the family stating that, you know, that you are willing to, they're willing to let you give that child healing.
So in that situation, anybody, shall we say, here or in the United States of America or Australia, New Zealand, if they wanted to, if there was a spiritual healing centre, which could be National Spiritist Unit, it could be Association of North America, it could be independent, so they could then go to them, make contact with them through, shall we say, the internet as an example, and then...
Very much so, yes.
Would they be lucky enough to get as wonderfully gifted healers as yourself?
Oh, I don't know about that. I think, you know, there's so many people with this lovely gift now compared to when I was a child. I mean, I think there's a lot more people now that don't, yeah.
It's becoming more accepted then?
Very much so, I think so, yes.
So talking about acceptance and people understanding a little bit more, how do you see yourself developing over the years?
For myself, I'd like to actually see myself helping others to who have actually got this lovely gift to open up and to use it, you know, in their own special way. Because I believe that we are all individuals.
Yes.
And I believe that we all work completely different. I actually do spiritual healing at my church, and there's several healers there, and I would put my life in any of their hands. I think they're all wonderful healers.
Now, when we say about that church, you've got the church and people go there. Now, shall we say I was a person who didn't feel comfortable at a church, for example?
Yes.
Are there, you know, like yourself, do you do healing at home?
Yes, people can request healing and we can go and see them.
And would there be perhaps a chance that Helen Sturge, you know, the international spiritual medium and spiritual healer, could one day have a centre of her own?
I think that's a dream, but a dream that I do feel that maybe one day might even come true, because yes, that's something that I would love to do. And
you would be joined by other people who can complement?
Very much so, like-minded.
And do you find that, you know, with this gift, do you feel like colour, you know, for example, is an important thing?
Colour?
Colour.
I actually work with colour, and colour is very important to me. Even in the way I dress and the way I see things, colour is very important, yes.
Well, Helen, it's been very, very interesting talking to you when I'm out and about. I'm sure there'll be other opportunities in the future to talk to you, to discuss things. But I think on the point of healing is, as you know, I do spiritual healing, but I don't put my gift like it is with you. To you, it's a special, special gift. And that is, I believe, a divine gift. But long may you continue to help people who you come into contact with, who you work through thought, and also to develop, and may your hopes and aspirations turn out to be a reality where you can touch many, many more people around the world. Thank you, Helen.
Thank you very much.